Souvenirs from festivals usually bring fond memories, unless they carry something else, something that will step down from the shelf at night. Hannah loved traditional handicrafts. During a trip to a remote northern village, she visited a small yard sale held after the winter festival. At the edge of the table sat a wooden doll, dressed in a red embroidered skirt and a white headscarf. The seller, a middle-aged woman, explained that the doll once belonged to a family who had left the village years ago. Without hesitation, Hannah bought it and took it back to the city. That first night, Hannah placed the doll on her bookshelf. At midnight, she woke to the sound of a lullaby, faint at first, but growing clearer coming from the corner of the room. The doll hadn't moved, yet its painted black eyes seemed to be watching the bed. Over the next few nights, snow began to fall inside the room, despite the windows being shut tight. Tiny footprints appeared on the floor, leading from her bed to the doll's shelf. One night, she decided to lock the doll inside her wardrobe. The lights suddenly flickered and went out. In the darkness, she heard the rustle of fabric right next to her ear, followed by a freezing breath on her neck. When the lights came back on, the doll was sitting on her pillow, its painted smile stretched wider than before. At the foot of her bed, fresh footprints led to the window where heavy snow was falling. If you've ever shopped at a yard sale, you know the thrill of finding a bargain. But for Min, what he took home wasn't just an antique, it was an invitation from the river's depths. Min lived in a small riverside town, famous for its weekend yard sales. One afternoon, passing by an abandoned house near the old docks, he saw the front yard cluttered with items: wicker chairs, oil lamps, and battered suitcases. Amid the mess, one thing caught his eye: a long wooden chest carved with swirling patterns that resembled waves. The seller, a frail old man, said simply, "Take it if you want it, I just need it gone." Min smiled, assuming it was just a family heirloom taking up space. He paid a small amount and took the chest home. That night, as rain tapped against the windows, Min decided to open the chest. Inside were small cloth bags filled with dry soil, human hair. Beneath them lay a stack of faded photographs. Every picture showed a strange ritual by the river at night, but in each photo, far in the background, there was a figure wearing a wide-brimmed hat, staring directly at the camera. From that night on, just before midnight, Min began hearing the sound of running water in his bedroom. At first it was a faint trickle, then the crash of waves accompanied by the pungent smell of river mud. One night, startled awake, he found the floor covered in water, and in the corner of the room stood the figure in the wide-brimmed hat. Dripping river water, its pitch-black eyes locked on him.